Hi, my name's Abel. Welcome to the video. So this week was pretty busy. Ended up hitting a couple long runs, had a good workout in there, and wanted to make sure I recovered easy in between everything. Yeah, just wanted to strike a good balance with that. All in all, I think I did a pretty good job of reaching those goals and paying attention to when I needed to push and when I needed to back off and finding a balance there. So yeah, let's get into it. So Monday, I had a rest day. I knew it was gonna be a pretty busy week with a couple long runs, just having some stuff planned on top of that. So I thought I'd work it into the schedule and ended up working out. Was pretty happy with kind of banking a little bit of rest that day. And then Tuesday, did a long run. It was just 80 minutes easy. And then I did a 40-minute progression after that. Didn't get pushing too hard on that progression. Didn't feel like I was, losing control or anything. Just a good opportunity to practice, just staying in control and being consistent and also understanding pace and effort and how those two work together. Wednesday, I wanted to recover from that. So I just did 45 minutes easy. I had a bit of a time crunch. We were gonna go get some dinner with some friends afterwards. So we worked that in there and it worked out, and it was, it was a fun day all in all. Thursday was a little bit frustrating. Only got like 12 minutes in. By the time I got the time to run, a storm that had been kind of looming all day, it seemed like, rolled in, and we saw some lightning and heard some thunder right at the beginning. So we had to turn around early and race the storm back. So it was a little bit frustrating to not get everything I wanted in that day, but that happens sometimes. You just got to roll with the punches. Friday, managed to get a pretty good workout in. It was 3 by 1 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minutes, 1 minute jog between everything, and that was just a threshold effort. And I'd say I'm pretty good at telling threshold effort. Yeah, especially when it's hard to tell pace, if there's hills or if there's windiness on, the road or the trails I'm on. The trails I was on that day were pretty windy. It actually ended up averaging out to kind of about what threshold pace I was expecting, but the effort was a little bit more up and down throughout the whole rep than I'd like, but it was good. Stayed in control for the most part, especially for the second half. I will say the last set was more difficult. I think I got a little bit aggressive on that second 5-minute rep and kind of paid the price for it, but it was a good opportunity to still just stay focused and hit what I needed to hit, even if it's a little bit harder than it should have been. It was good mental training that last set. And then after that, I did 6 by 30-second hills with 90 seconds in between. I just wanted to tick that box. Since I was only able to get one dedicated workout in that week, I wanted to hit both hills and threshold stuff. So just threw a little bit on there on the back end just to keep getting that in. Just hitting that balance between those two. Saturday, I did a big chunky 3-hour long run. The first hour was on the roads, and then I went for the last 2 hours on the trails. I was helping my fiance do a long run training for her ultra. Every hour we had some applesauce to get that energy in. We weren't running super hard, so it was nice, good conversational long run, and it was really fun. It was really pretty on the trail. It was beautiful. The weather was great. It was like, perfect running weather, 45, 50 degrees the whole time. The leaves had just come out, so it was shaded and everything. It wasn't as hard as I was expecting, especially like the rest of the day. I feel like my legs weren't as shredded as I was expecting. I would mostly attribute that to probably just doing that on the dirt and the softer surface. Definitely not as sore as even on if I were to do like a 2-hour long run on like pavement the whole time. I definitely feel like my legs almost felt like a little bit better than that even, which was kind of surprising. But granted, we weren't going too hard, so we never really put that much strain on our bodies beyond just the sheer volume of it. And then Sunday, just did a nice recovery run. It was about an hour. Just a nice way to round out the week and just really enjoy the weather and enjoy the spring and just make the most of the day. Sunday's usually pretty busy for me, so it was good to get out the door, and I really enjoyed that. So all in all this week, I'd say it was pretty good. Pretty nice to get a couple long runs in. I had to make up one from last week. It was just because scheduling stuff came up. Managed to work that in, but I feel like I needed that a little bit as well. It's nice to get some volume in and also do some different stuff. That was probably the second longest run I've ever done, and it was nice to do that on trails. It was fun, and yeah, it keeps your mind occupied when you're avoiding roots and rocks and things like that, and winding on the trail. Been playing around more so this last few weeks with doing a little bit less on easy days, like 45 minutes as opposed to an hour, just to see what that's like and see if that helps me recover better, or if that helps me bounce back better, or feel like I'm able to kind of absorb the training a little bit better. I think it's still a little bit too early to tell, but I can definitely tell that there's a little bit of a difference, at least with being able to bounce back a little bit better. As far as long-term goes, I'm not sure if I can tell so far if my training has really been affected beyond just feel, as far as like, you know, actually legitimately getting faster and being able to like run faster for the same effort or things like that, even if it feels a little bit smoother. So I want to talk a little bit about what I'm training for. I've kind of been a little bit hesitant to make a, I guess, race schedule for this block. I haven't raced in like a year legitimately. Before that, I haven't had a true, I would say, season I was happy with for like probably since before COVID, because it's been hard to prioritize running for me. But yeah, this last block, I feel like I've made a lot of steps in the right direction with that, especially in regards to consistency. I also just want to test how my fitness has kind of been affected by the training I've been doing. I've been focusing a lot more on threshold and hill stuff, being more consistent with long runs. So yeah, I want to be able to do some stuff like that. I was looking around for some races in my area. Unfortunately, with my schedule, there's not really anything that works. So I'm just gonna have to do some time trials on my own, kind of see where that puts me. It's kind of a good opportunity for me to practice racing, just getting in that mentality, not necessarily practicing racing tactics or anything like that, but just being able to put myself in a position of being really uncomfortable for a long period of time and not really having anything around me to just, and kind of forcing myself to really just, you know, focus on, just lean into it and focus on myself, and, you know, not just relying on other people to drag me along or anything like that. What I have here is a week. Let's see here. So the last weekend of April, I'm going to do a half marathon time trial. Want to kind of see where I'm at with that, especially in regards to what I've been doing for kind of threshold effort. I'm not going to go threshold effort. Go a little bit slower, be conservative. Definitely the first couple miles, feel that out and just kind of get in the rhythm. And then 2 weeks after that, I want to do a 30-minute time trial, something I've kind of been interested in. I'm intrigued by pure time trials, just going for however hard you can for a set amount of time and not doing a set distance. I've never really done that before, and I think it's a good opportunity for me to just kind of see what that would look like. 30 minutes is a good balance of, you know, still being extremely aerobic, so that would kind of play to my strength, but it's probably about the fastest that I'd be comfortable with what I've been working with. So yeah, kind of curious to see how that goes, and it would be a good opportunity, obviously, for me to be uncomfortable and hurt for a long time. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm gonna go back and hit another half marathon and see if I can tweak some things, maybe with my planning and execution, and see if I can, you know, just really go out there and, I don't know, maybe do something pretty impressive for myself. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. I've never really raced a half marathon before. I've gone hard on a half marathon before, but not like all out. I'm very intrigued by half marathons. A marathon still scares me. I've done one, but racing one is like, man, I feel like I still need probably like at least another year of training before I'm like able to race one comfortably. Cause yeah, I really want to get in some more like big long runs and be comfortable with doing big like 24, 25 mile long runs, and really just getting used to that wall that happens, 20 to 22 miles in. Just being prepared for that and pushing through that and handling that with grace. So I'd say, as far as beyond what I have planned so far, looking for a marathon in the future, and definitely want to build on kind of what I gleaned from the half marathon stuff these next few weeks. Get a plan down, train this summer, and hopefully have a good fall training season and get a nice marathon in. I'd love to throw in a half marathon there too. I think those are really fun when I have done them. I'd like to make some steps forward. This past year has been a lot of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or 2 steps back kind of thing. The transition of life and everything has been a bit of a roller coaster, but yeah, looking forward to what comes next, but also being focused on the goals that come with that, and being intentional with executing in an effort to reach those goals, and just having fun with it along the way, because yeah, it's fun to run hard sometimes, even though it sucks sometimes. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'll put my contact info in the description. I'll throw in a link to Run Free as well down there if you're interested in me as a coach, or if you want to just learn more about it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you get out there and have some fun running yourself.